Well, good afternoon, everybody. A very warm welcome to today's Tuesday marketing extravaganza. There's good news and not so good news. The good news is you won't just be hearing from me. Hooray! You'll be hearing my colleague Ryan, who'll be taking you through. I'm just today's warm-up man. So that's my role. That's my role this today. Normal format applies. There'll be some contrived humour during the afternoon. We have a quiz, and then you got the main event, and then in 3/4 of an hour, you'll be out there mowing the lawn and doing you know what. So without further ado, we're going to start. Let's get the show on the road. As always, we are recording today's session, and you'll get a copy of the slides. We do always say that there is one-to-one marketing support for anyone today. If you want very specific help from myself or Ryan, there is the handle for Grow My SME, and you'll find Ryan on our video guru on First Frame Productions. So, who likes the? Some people say to me, "This is the best bit." Well, I've been up all night preparing this quiz. And today's quiz, well, wonder what it's all about. Feel free to use the chat line. It's all about, believe it or not, we know this is rehearsed, videos. So, you have to guess the song title from the video. So, you might know who that is, but can you remember which song it was? Let's have a little look on the chat line. Has anybody got that one? Has anyone got that one? Oh, I can't see the chat line. What's happening there? I don't know. Is there a bit of a glitch? Let's have a little look. The glitch? There isn't a glitch. What? Oh, yes. Oh, you're on it today, Jackie. Liz, honestly, before you were born. Honestly, I don't know. Right, what is that then? That was Life on Mars. Yeah, Life on Mars. The great late David Bowie. And what's that then? Famous video from the 70s. Anyone remember that? Yeah, you do. Honestly, you do. It was, yes. What a great film as well. What a great film. But it was indeed Bohemian Rhapsody. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango? What the heck was all that about? I don't know. Anyway, what's up next? What's up next on today's quiz? Yes. Oh my goodness. Apologies to anyone under 30, but here we are, a bit of a 70s kind of quiz today. But we've got some content. Anyone remember that? Do you remember that? You do. You do. It was Wuthering Heights. Kate Bush. I remember her when she was just a twig. So yeah, there we are. What's up next on today's video quiz? Let's have a think. I can't remember what was next. I'll keep pushing buttons until the next slide. Oh yes. And you remember that at the time, I think it was the world's biggest best-selling album. Don't it still is? Very famous. Yeah. Can you remember that one? Yeah, you do. It was. You want to be starting something? Yes, it was Thriller. Thriller with Vincent Price doing the voiceover. Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson as well took part. We had Paul McCartney as one of the cast dancing in it. Did you know that? Yeah. Go on then. Get a bit harder now. What's that? Today's video. Slightly. Anyone fancy that one? Oh, we've got a couple of guesses here. Oh, right, he's on it, Liz. Paul, what you know your stuff. It was Take On Me. Aha. Do you remember the song? They followed it up with the song The Sun Always Shines on TV. You remember that? Oh, who knows? Right, so that's what's up next. I don't know, that cat's going to go off the screen. Anyone remember that one then? Song named after here's a quiz. Do you want a clue? Do you have today's clue? No one's got this one yet. It must have this one. Come on. Somebody's got this one. Ryan says his daughter was born to that song. Goodness gracious. I think when I was born, it was Paul Robeson was singing. That's a bit of a... Anyway, that's by the by. That was The Love Shack, the B-52s. What a great song. Anyone? Yeah, what a sad loss. I remember this song. This great video. Yes. Oh, it was I Want to Dance with Somebody. Yeah, there we go. Now, that actually reminds me, I'm due for a bath soon. Yeah, it's on the calendar. Yeah. Anyone know that sort of video was there? Yeah. Got a couple of soap jokes coming up as well in a minute. But hang on, what we got here? When Doves Cry. Yes. When Doves Cry, yeah. And not on your life, boy, I hear somebody saying. Ha ha ha. Let's get that joke in there. Right, before we go, let's have a little look. What's next on the list? Prince, Purple Rain, yeah, well, it was When Doves Cry, I'm afraid. Right, what's up next? We're going to get this dog be over in a minute. What's up? Oh, honestly, what's going on here? Remember that? Goodness gracious, who remembers that? Who remembers that famous video there? Anyone remember that? Let's have a look. Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Come on, Paul, get with the game. Liz, yeah. Sledgehammer. Peter Gabriel. He said in the famous song, "Show me round your fruit cage." And now there's not many songs like that. I wonder what the genesis of that song was. Ha. Oh dear. Yeah, it was Sledgehammer. Very famous. For the younger audience, anyone know that particular video? Put that in there. I haven't got a clue. But I thought, we've got to have a bit of balance on today's webinar, haven't we? Wrecking Ball. Yes. From somebody called Miley Cyrus. Who's that? I don't know. Right, what's up next? Oh, yes, I think it's the last one. Bit tough, that one. It's just to show you, you always get them all right. So who's that? Who's that? Anyone know that is? Oh, the chat line here. Yes. Isn't it ironic? Anyone seen the trip to Spain and the trip to Greece? They're always mentioning Alanis Morissette. What a great song. Right, let's talk about video marketing. Thank you for taking part. A bit of fun. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. The one thing to remember with any form of marketing is the most important thing is exactly what's on the screen right now. Is to get anything you do, you want to get a return on investment. And it's estimated that with video marketing, most video marketers say they get as much as nearly a 90% return on investment from videos. So it's a very powerful tool. I'll take you through some trends just for 2 minutes before I hand over to Ryan. Key thing to remember, with the pandemic, that there was more and more consumption of video. People were at home in lockdown, so it has a trend, and it is not a fad. It's certainly a trend. Astronomical growth in the likes of people looking at YouTube, and more hours are spent on Facebook than any other platform in that time. So again, Facebook and YouTube, key platforms for video marketing. But there is a huge trend in short form videos, and that's been borne out with the growth of TikTok, Instagram Reels. You're seeing it on Twitter now. You're seeing it across all platforms now, this short form videos, which Ryan's going to talk about, which obviously is a key thing with TikTok. And for many is the growth in things like explainer videos. So many people are prepared to buy a product if somebody has explained how it works or can visualize how it works. It's definitely a way in which brands can put their best foot forward. And it's seen in very much in terms of online training, educational videos, showing people how things work. but really, and also 2020 was the year, not the year of the rat or the horse, the year of the webinar, and was ever thus, and we're here to stay. So, user-generated content, I know Ryan's going to talk about that, so it isn't always just about the brand talking, it's about so much more powerful if users are seeing content generated from a user. So think about that before I hand over now to my friend, Mr. Ryan Mulhern, who you've seen previously, and it's going to take you through all the world of marketing. But I've got to do one thing first. I've got to make Ryan the host. That would help, wouldn't it?
I think we've gone on the same website, Simon, because I've got a couple of those slides as well.
Sorry. Don't give our secrets away, will you? So, without further ado, I'm going to go and have a little, get my phone ready, get my notebook ready, and off we go. I better stop sharing as well. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Okay, brilliant. Thanks for the introduction, Simon, and then hello to everybody today. I'm Ryan Mulhern, for those who don't know me, and this is kind of a follow-on session. It's still a bit of a trial session. It's something quite new that I'm doing. It's so obviously in the last session I showed you how to make videos using your smartphone, and now this session I want to get you to think about how you're going to get those videos out there, how you're going to distribute them to potential customers, and how you're going to turn them into leads and sales. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about the journey. Excuse the mess, by the way. I've just moved into a brand new studio that I've had built. Normally the place is a little bit cleaner than this, and that's a fridge behind me that you can hear, so which should be turned into a bar soon. But anyway, I'm going to, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen, and where are we? 1 second. Share my screen, and then we can crack on with the presentation. Again, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and hopefully I can answer them. So, can everybody see that? Just give us a thumbs up, Simon, if you, or just say yes, because I can't see you actually, Simon. I can only see myself and somebody else. But anyway, yes, hopefully you can all hear me and everything's all good there. So let me go into presentation mode. Perfect. So obviously video marketing on a smartphone. Today I want to talk about how you market and distribute videos. You're going to see something very familiar right now. Like I said, me and Simon have been on some of the same websites. So why video in the first place? So Simon's covered some of these. You know, obviously it's a really, really powerful marketing tool, and people are using it more than ever. And it's going to be, you know, sorry, 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about this, guys. I'm babysitting at the moment as well. So, right. 1 second. Apologies for that. Normally in my office, I've really recently come home. So 87% of marketing professionals use videos as a marketing tool, okay? And the demand, as Simon said, even in the pandemic, demand for video is increasing. You know, it says 54% of consumers want to see more video content. I think it's even more and more now. And more people are using, you know, with TikTok and things like that. It's just becoming so easy to use. And I think it's becoming more authentic, and the kind of even lower quality videos becoming more, you know, okay to use, because, you know, again, it's kind of getting to know someone through video. And again, in terms of purchasing and things like that, I don't know if you've ever been on Instagram or Facebook and been hit with an advert. I've bought loads of random products on there. You know, it says 8 out of 10 people have purchased a piece of software or something like that through, you know, using a brand video, seeing that online. I bought, I think it was something like something to do with eggs, that cooked eggs quicker or something like that anyway, that helped me. So it was something like that. But yeah, loads of it. The video's done really, really well, and it shows it how you know you can benefit from it. It can really, really help you. So think about that in terms of what products you're trying to sell. And again, you know, in 2022, I reckon 82% of the global internet traffic will come from video streaming and downloads. It will probably be even more than that as well, the way the last year's gone. So lots of people, lots of companies go, you know, they want to do videos, and from our experience, a lot of companies are getting it wrong, because what they do is they get a video made by a company, maybe just a production company. They might not have been, you know, kind of advised properly. And what they do is they might have paid a few £1,000s for a video. Then instead of marketing it properly, what they do is they go and put it on YouTube, and everyone's obsessed with YouTube. I mean, YouTube's brilliant, but if you just put a video on YouTube and nobody knows about you or your company, and they don't, you know, they don't keyword the video or anything like that, or have any other forms of, you know, getting people to that video, then how are people going to see that video if they don't know about you? So let's just say, for example, I don't know, Green Garden Services in Leeds had a video made, and they just put Green Garden Services on promotional video on YouTube. Unless people are searching those terms, they're not going to find that video. So they might want to, if you're going to upload the video, you might want to put something like, garden services leads, or, new lawn leads, or, edgings, something like basically the terms that people are putting into Google to find those videos, okay? So essentially what's happening with these, a lot of companies are actually losing out. And as Simon said about return on investment, they're not getting a return on investment because their YouTube video is getting about, 20 views and they've spent thousands. So there's a different way of doing it. So, you really want to think about how your customer's going to see that, okay? So basically the distribution of your video content needs to be thought of in the planning stages, all right? Not after the videos have been created. And so many people do this wrong. So, you've got to think about different things. Okay, one of the first things to think about when, having a video made is what are the goals? What do you want that video to do? Do you want to sell products? Do you want to build an emailing list? And things like that. There's loads of different things. So there's certain goals. Do you want to increase sales? Okay, I'm sure we want to increase sales. Do you want to just raise brand awareness? A lot of big corporate companies are just doing that, just raising their brand awareness, and that's great for them. All their social media content is to do with that. Is it bringing traffic to a website? And you can measure that through Google Analytics and things like that. Is it more, sign-ups to a newsletter, or as I said before, is it to sell products? So there's a few KPIs what a lot of marketing people mention. And there's other factors to think about as well. When you're putting a video out, who are your audience? You've got to go back to basics. And I think with anything within marketing, you need to know who your kind of customer avatar is. Mine would be, say, a marketing manager in a logistics company in the UK, a company that got, let's just say, more than £5 million turnover or something like that, but they've got a marketing department. And you might even give them a name. It's Polly, she's 35, and she's a marketing manager in a logistics company. So I know kind of where she's hanging out on social media and things like that, so I know what kind of content to create for that. So as I just mentioned, what platform are they on? If you're a B2C company, business to customer, you might be making videos for Facebook and Instagram. So they might look very different to a video that you might put on LinkedIn, okay? And as well, how are your customers consuming content these days as well? Are they consuming it on their computer, or are they, scrolling through Instagram, things like that very, very quickly? If they're consuming it mostly on a smartphone, then it's got to be kind of made, maybe portrait rather than landscape. But also, if they're going through it very, very quickly, you've got to kind of attract their attention very, very quickly, okay? So let's talk about length, okay? And there's lots of different lengths that your video should be. A lot of people say to me, how long should the video be, Ryan? It's a question of how long is a piece of string. Every platform has its own kind of optimum lengths. If we're looking at something like Instagram, you've got stories and you've got reels, which for them, you want, if it's a story, you want it to be around 15 seconds maximum. That's all that's actually allowed, okay? And if it's a reels is on here, but reels can be 15 or 30 seconds, okay? But really, you want to aim to be kind of under 30 seconds anyway for your main post as well. Now, there is something called IGTV, which actually allows your videos, I think it's up to 60 minutes now. It was brought out, to kind of rival YouTube. But the great thing is you can have longer videos on there, so you can put it on your normal Instagram profile, and it'll just after a certain amount of time say, would you like to watch the full video? And it'll allow you to watch that. You've got to really, I think, if you're really trying to attract new clients, you've got to be regular content, but it's got to be short content as well, especially if people are consuming on a mobile phone. Now, Facebook as well, you've got profile videos as well, 7 seconds. But really, the ideal length of the video, again, I'd say it says 60 to 90 seconds here. I still say shorter the better, maybe 30 to 60 seconds really. And obviously the maximum length being 120 minutes, that's kind of for the more long form content. I know Facebook is starting to introduce more longer form content because they want more people to advertise on there. And they are saying that longer form content is good. I still think YouTube is the winner in that one. And it's good to kind of have, shorter form content on Facebook, and then, get people to YouTube to watch it, or even better, get people to your website as well. Now, Twitter as well, again, it says ideal length, again, under 45 seconds. Again, we've been experimenting with different types of videos as well with my clients. So, it might be quite a few 15-second videos in the week, and then maybe a 60 to 90-second longer version of that same video to watch. So, for example, our client have just kind of done a deal with, they're a logistics client, have done a deal with the EU to kind of create a new customs area down in Barking. So the trains come in and they'll get, there's a multi-million-pound investment. But not everybody's going to watch a 2-minute video with someone talking onto camera about that straight away. So we also made 8 short videos, 15 to 30 seconds, kind of teaser videos really. And from those experiments, those videos get a lot more hits, but it's great to use them and then to kind of, at least to advertise that there's going to be a longer video if people want to know more. So you can either have that on social media or you can actually put that on the website, so you can get people to your website, then you can track how many people have gone from that video to your website as well. So it really is thinking about how you're going to be using the short and long videos as well going forward. Okay, and then from YouTube as well, ideal length, say 5 to 7 minutes, and you can have up to 12 hours. A lot of gamers will watch hours and hours. Don't know if any of you've got young children here, but I know my son likes it randomly. I never thought I'd say this, but my son likes to watch other kids online play video games rather than playing it himself. And, kids can just spend hours and hours on there. So there's a lot of kind of addictive kind of thing, but I think a lot of YouTubers have kind of nailed that market. So to sum up really, it's think about your platform, where your audience are, what platform they're on, and how long those videos are going to be. But you really can't go wrong with having a longer video, say 60 to 90 seconds, but a lot of shorter videos that are then going to get people to watch that longer video to then hopefully, stay longer on your website or even, kind of explore a bit more about your business. But hopefully that longer video, if it's saying about us, promotional video on your website, should give them as much information as possible for them to kind of know more and kind of maybe want to look into your company more. So now I'm going to talk about aspect ratios, okay? Now, a lot of people automatically, on a mobile phone especially, will film in portrait, which is actually on the right here, which is vertical. Now, a lot of platforms, especially LinkedIn, you really want to film in landscape, okay? Because if people watch it on a computer especially, and you want it to look professional, if it's filmed in portrait, then you're going to have the black bars down each side, okay, as well. But also, on the other hand, if you film landscape and you want to put it onto Instagram for a story, you can have a lot of space as well, so you want to fill that screen. So if you're doing Instagram, some reels and stories, I think you want to be using portrait or square. And if you're using LinkedIn, Twitter, I'd probably say use landscape like that, okay? So bring that to the side, okay? There is now an in-between, so it's square video, okay? And most platforms actually will like square video, and I reckon mobile phone as well kind of favors a square video as well, so you can make your videos into square, and then that can be used as a video on LinkedIn, as a story, as a main post on Instagram as well. Instagram likes the squares. If you look on the actual palette on someone's profile, it will be all square as well, okay? So just, again, think about that, and think about, again, you've got to think about how you film, because we want to put a lot of stuff on Instagram and things like that, stories, but if we filmed it in landscape, and then it has to crop in to be a story, and then we're actually going to miss out. You might not see the full scene as well. So again, it's really, really important to think about your deliverables, what you want in terms of video content before you film. Okay, so in that planning process. So just to give you an idea, here's a quick idea and quick little project that we did, and it was for the Broadway in Bradford, a shopping centre. So we did a lot of videos in landscape, but we also gave them the option of portrait as well. So here's some landscape videos. So this was the main video for their promotional video, so to speak, the longer video. So that was a longer video. I think that was only about, I think it's 30 to 60 seconds, that one as well. So that's the kind of main promotion we want everyone to watch. But as well as that, we gave them 30 different short snippet videos, 5 to 10 seconds. And then we gave them these as well as a bit of a portrait. So these are just for the stories on Instagram. Now, these weren't filmed in portrait, so what we had to do was we had to create 2 of the landscape videos and bring them in, as you'll see now. So we've kind of repurposed those videos into stories as well. So again, they can use that as different content to attract different people. But I think you get the idea anyway. So again, with your video, again, what action do you want your audience to do? Okay, once they watch your video, what action do you want them to do? Do you want them to go to your website? If you're on YouTube, do you want them to subscribe to a YouTube channel? Do you want them to book an appointment, or do you want to join an emailing list? It's very important that you have call to actions in your video, okay? So, even things like on LinkedIn, you know, you don't want to be too salesy, but a simple call to action might be, you know, follow the hashtag for more content, or comment on this video, because, you know, you want to incite kind of interaction with your videos, because that person isn't necessarily going to buy straight away. You want to warm them up and have the, you know, create organic kind of leads from them and just get them to become, you know, build that audience, so to speak. You know, you could get them to buy a product as well. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen the first time they watch a video, or you can get them to join a course. But I'd always say, you know, if anything, if you wanted to build an audience and you're doing regular video content, I'd say, you know, I'd ask the audience questions. I'd say, you know, what do you think of that? You know, put your answers in the comments below, and, you know, if they want more content, follow the hashtags and things like that. Okay. Now, in terms of call to actions, don't always presume that customers are going to get to the end of your video. Okay, they might not. So it's very, very important to put a call to action near to the start of the video as well as the end. So this is why you might get a lot of YouTubers saying, by the way, before you watch this video, please subscribe, like my video, and maybe share it as well. So that's 3 little call to actions there they've asked you straight away. So especially if you subscribe, they've got more subscribers, and there's more chance of people watching the next video they bring out as well, and they're growing their audience through their videos. Okay. So how are you going to grab your audience attention? It's very, very important. As I said before, if people are scrolling down Instagram and things like that, you know, your audience are going to kind of make a decision whether to watch your video. You know, they're going to give you as much as 5 to 7 seconds whether to continue. So a lot of, especially corporate companies, they might have quite a, you know, not so entertaining piece to camera to start with, or something like that, or something about us. If that's not going to really entice people in, then you might have lost that audience already. And then the amazing stuff in the video to come is not going to be seen, unfortunately. So you really got to think, and that's why you might do like a cool little intro as well in the video that's 5 seconds long, and then go into something else. So, you know, you kind of warming them up for the rest of the video, so to speak. Now, I think I briefly covered this last time, but if you're just getting started in video, then there's a few examples of types of videos to get you started, really, to think about. So again, don't go for the instant sale. You want to build that organic audience and build those kind of long-term customers. So first of all is just, you know, tips video. Can you educate your audience? You know, what are 3 tips on what you can do? Let's just say if I was a gardener, 3 tips on how to keep your lawn healthy through the winter, something like that. And loads of different things. And what you can do with this is, if you want to give more tips, what you can do is just kind of write down or find out your top 20 to 30 frequently asked questions, and then make a video on each of those questions. And you've got, you know, 6 to 12 months content just in there. Okay. You can do a little vlog as well. Get people to know you. You know, people like to know the business owner, or they like to see, you know, what the business is about and things like that. And it might be, you know, a bit of a thought leadership piece as well. You might think different to other companies in your kind of industry. So that can be quite important. People might, you know, be receptive to that. And then as well, guys, client testimonials are amazing. It's so easy just to get a client testimonial on your phone or even over Zoom now, guys. You know what I mean? You know, a 30-second snippet of saying something nice from your client, put that on social media. Other similar clients will see that, and then they might kind of warm to you as well, because people buy people, and people want to buy what other people have bought as well. Okay. So in terms of now your video marketing strategy, you've kind of worked out your audience, and now what kind of videos you're going to make to kind of, you know, build that strategy, you know, build a bit of the customer journey through video. So again, the first kind of videos, top of the funnel videos, you know, they're just educating your audience. You're just giving them advice, because not everybody's going to be in the market for what you provide straight away. Okay, so the first few videos might be how-to videos, tips videos, as mentioned before, thought leadership videos as well. You might want to repurpose some interesting content from your industry that other people have done as well. You know, you might even do some kind of podcast content as well. You know, talk to someone else in the industry as well that's going to give some really good kind of value to there as well. Then you might get into your website. That's where you might want an About Us video or a promotional video. And as they do more research, if you've got some client testimonials on there and case studies, then I think once they've seen that and they're in the market and the testimonials are done right, then they might actually kind of go to buy as well. And obviously, if you're making product videos are brilliant as well, because if done right, they can create sales straight from the video, okay? And how often, if you're just starting with your video marketing strategy, are you going to post? So if you know, consistency is very important, and that is the key down at the bottom there. So it's very, very important to be consistent. If you're not consistent, like, you know, if you want to get ripped at the gym, you can't just go once and get biceps and things like that. If you want to eat healthy and get in good shape, you can't expect just to eat one healthy meal. You've got to do it consistently. You've got to create new habits. So if you want to post consistently, the minimum what you can do, I think, is post 1 video per week, okay? And that's, but what you can do is you can create 12 videos in a day if you can batch create and batch film. So then that could be 3 months worth of content, for, weekly video for 12 weeks. And then that's great consistency. And, a lot of people in marketing, they will look back over 3 months and kind of measure. And that's very, very important to do that as well. So always look back and measure how your videos have performed. And if some of them haven't performed as well as others, maybe don't do that type of video again. And it's always if certain videos have done better than other ones as well, then maybe do more of that type of video if your audience have enjoyed them a lot more. Okay, now this is quite an important, slide here. Now, a lot of people will create one bit of content and just use it as one bit of content. Now, actually, one bit of content, or say 1 day's filming, could create, up to 50 pieces of content if it's repurposed right, okay? So let's just say you've got one video and it's 3 to 4 minutes long, okay? Well, first of all, on the top left, from that one video, and this is what we do a lot for clients now as well, and we, in the planning stages, we might go, right, what kind of, we can split this video up, as we're filming for a day, we can split these videos up and we can create you a batch of 5-second videos, a batch of 15-second videos, 30-second videos, and, a few 60-second videos as well. And there you could get, let's just say 30 videos out of that 1 day of filming, okay? Now, in terms of social media, you want a bit of different content as well. So on the bottom left, you've got still images as well. So you could take stills from those videos, put some nice quotes over the top, or, just use them right in terms of your brand, and, create that into a social media post as well. And again, you could get another 30 from there as well. So instead of, as I said, 50, you could get maybe 100 bits of content. And then on the top right as well, what you could do, guys, is you could use something called rev.com for all your videos. If you want to kind of, add blogs to your website as well, well, the easy thing is to make a video blog, talk to camera, get your video, upload it to something called rev.com. And what they can do there is there's a transcription service. So from your video, they'll write all the text and give you back a text file. And then let's just say you've got 30 videos or 20 videos, they'll give you about 20 videos worth of transcripts. You can then create them into blogs, add some images, and it's a very, very easy way rather than starting from scratch and writing it. So you're taking voice technology, getting it transcribed and getting it onto text as well. And then again, bottom right, you could do something like a podcast or a video podcast where you could get, again, loads more content from there. But you could also, from the video, you can just take the audio snippets. A lot of people like to listen to audiobooks and audio in their car when they're driving, when they've got a bit of free time. So you've got the audio exports from there. You can upload that to Spotify or iTunes. And then you could also add the long form content if it's filmed, like a long, like a 15-minute video podcast and things like that onto, YouTube and onto your website where you can kind of direct people if they've got a bit more time. But also the bite-sized content, you can advertise. If you've done a podcast that's 15 minutes long, not everyone's going to watch that. So on social media, you might take some 40 seconds, 30-second snippets of some really cool parts. And actually you can use them to upload onto social media every few days as well to advertise the main long form podcast, so to speak, to get people going somewhere else to watch them. So then again, we're talking about now lead generation and for return on investment. So how are you going to distribute your videos to get return on investment? Okay. So in terms of Facebook, if you're using Facebook again, if your videos aren't, getting organic reach, which is harder to do nowadays on Facebook, well then, look at Facebook ads. But again, this is where you really need to know your audience, okay? So again, with a few tips on Facebook ads, you want to grab your audience's attention in the first few seconds. You want to attract your audience as well without sound. You've got to think a lot of people are scrolling through. They don't always have their sound on. It might be late at night. They might be in the daily commute. So, it's got to come out, think of how colourful and graphical your video could be and, the graphics that you can use. But also as well with Facebook ads, you've got to, it sometimes takes a lot of testing to get right. So you might want to put a small amount of money into certain audiences, have 3 different campaigns running and see which one has got the most kind of hits on it, so to speak, and then use that. Once one works well, then that's when you want to put the most kind of money in afterwards. But certainly test it first with small bits of money. Don't go throwing hundreds of pounds down the drain because you can lose so much money in advertising. So that's, again, why you've got to get it right. Now, again, another way to generate and track leads is to create a landing page. If you want to kind of lead capture, if you want to generate email addresses as well so you can kind of advertise your audience, create a landing page. I know Simon's great at this. He showed me how to do it in the past briefly. So it's really, really cool. And what you do is you can use that with a Facebook ad. So people click on the Facebook ad and the click takes them to a landing page where you might give away some free PDF or really cool free guide or something like that on how to do something. So it might be a guide again to do Facebook ads properly. But what they'll do is they'll put their name and address in if they really, really want it. They'll get the PDF, you'll get an email address, and you can add them to your CRM system so you can start putting them in the email marketing campaign, and hopefully one day they'll turn into a lead. But you can also, it's also a great way of kind of getting them to see your content continuously as well. Now there's something called Wistia, which is very, very much like, let me just see, yeah, very, very much like YouTube, okay, and Vimeo. Essentially, it's a hosting platform. But the great thing is Wistia, as you can see here, it's got some really cool features. So people can play your video, and in your video, it's actually clickable, okay? So as I mentioned call to actions earlier, what you can do is you can actually allow, if people want to watch your video, you can actually get them to put their email address in. It's like, brilliant, you want to watch the video, I need your email address first. But also in your video, you can have pop-ups. So you can have a call to action, and it can be a click through to a website. So this would be perfect if you're selling a product, okay? So they come across the website, they see something, and then they see the product, and then something comes up, buy here. They click on it within your video, they go straight to the product. And then the great thing is you can get some really, really good statistics from this as well. You can see who's watching your video, whereabouts they're watching it, and how long of the video they're actually watching. So if they're stopping at a certain time, then maybe you want to bring your call to action earlier on in the video. Okay, so they get that call to action first, and they actually, so they're kind of getting something out. So you're getting something out of the video. Because as I said before, not all people will watch it till the end of the video. So it's very, very important to put that call to action earlier. But you can get some great analytics from this video software. And it's really, really cool, because if you've got loads of videos on your website and you want to see who's watching the most videos really, or what's the most popular video, then Wistia is a great way to do it. And also it's a great way of getting data as well, and email addresses and things like that. Okay, and you can also make them different colors in terms of your branding, things like that. It's really, really cool. So, I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever thought about doing TV ads, but there's something called Sky AdSmart as well, which is really, really cool. Now, not all of us on here now will see the same adverts at the same time on the same channel, because Sky AdSmart used the kind of the persona, use that what's the avatar of a person, of a house owner, to actually work out what ads they're going to send that. So if if there's new parents watching, let's just say they're watching Emmerdale at 7:30 on a Wednesday, they might be getting ads that about nappies and about Pampers and things like that, or prams, or things like that. But if there's someone else, if there's someone I don't know, in their 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever it is, they might get adverts about cruises or something, whatever it may be. So it is very smart in terms of what they do. But companies can go to Sky, they can tell them who their target audience are, and Sky will actually put those ads out to the right people in certain areas as well. It doesn't even have to be national. So I think they can kind of, again, you can work out what you want to spend and spend that more wisely, rather than just going to everybody. Because again, if you're just putting it out to everybody, you're not going to get, you're not going to kind of get that to stick with everybody as well. And you might be putting products out or videos that aren't going to relate to everybody. So it's really, really cool. And again, it's all about who your kind of target persona is. Again, there's something else called Vidyard as well, which is really, really cool. If you want to get video in an email, you can do that with Vidyard. Okay, so it's very, very good for sales. It's very, very good for being more authentic. So you can actually get people to, you send an email, they click in it, and literally it's probably a picture of you or your video, and straight away that will start playing. But it's really, really good, especially again, if you want to build authenticity. I know a lot of recruitment companies use this, and sales companies, but it can work very, very well if done right. So, go and check out Vidyard. I think it's a free trial, but it's another strategy of using video in your marketing strategy. And one thing I'll always say, I think we're quite near the end now, guys, is, track your leads and where the leads come from. Okay, if you're putting out regular video, I've just got a simple spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, but I also use something called Trello as well. So it's, working out where those leads come from. But you could even have something on a spreadsheet, which is like, right, on Monday I put a video out about that. What were the views? Did any conversations happen from it? Did any leads come from it? And did any conversions come from it? And as you go down, as you look back every week, every month, you can see again which videos are doing better and what content's doing better. So you might do more of one thing and you might do less of the other. Okay, so it is very important. And I didn't really used to track that, I've only started doing it in the last 6 months, and it is really good because, you know, it will kind of, it just gets you to market better and target people better. Very, very quickly, again, I think I talked about this last time, but if you're doing video, especially on LinkedIn, don't upload it to YouTube, because if you put the YouTube link onto Vimeo, onto LinkedIn, or any link, in fact, in your post, LinkedIn will suppress that post. So what you want to do is you want to upload that video natively to LinkedIn. So what I mean by that is get your actual video file, okay, which I'm going to show you here. So this is just a test. You want to get your actual video file and upload that directly to your post, okay? So let me just see if I can make this go a bit quicker. So you put your text in, you put some contacts, you might tag some people in, put a few hashtags, go find your video file on there. So this is the file, whether it be on your phone or desktop, and then you'll upload that to, sorry, it's going a bit too quick. Then you go find your video file, okay, and then you press open there, select the video, and then you can kind of add a thumbnail and things like that, captions if you need. And then just click that and press done on there, okay? But that will make it authentic. More people then engage with it because LinkedIn is keeping you on the platform. And then, you know, you can kind of work out what you kind of, where you want people to go from there. So that's why on LinkedIn, I always just get people to say, you know, get in contact or send me a message or put something in the comments. Again, measure your stats. Again, on the LinkedIn video, you've got views and things like that. So you can click on views as well, and it can bring up these really cool stats as well. Which companies have viewed your videos, what role they're in, and also whereabouts in the UK. So that's just on LinkedIn itself. And again, really, really good stats. Okay. And then I think finally, we're just if any of you are thinking about using YouTube, as I mentioned before, it's very, very important to kind of keyword your videos so people are going to find them. Put the right title in of the keywords that people are going to be searching in Google, okay? So if you've got a ranked video on YouTube, you know, it's very, very good practice to use a thumbnail. So it's a still image that are going to entice people in, okay? Don't just use any part of the video. You can create a still image using canva.com, and that's going to entice people to kind of click. You know, you want people to click on that video, okay? You want to add captions as well, because people might read the video, and also YouTube kind of uses that for some algorithm as well to kind of make the videos perform better. And it's very, very useful to use the right video tags as well. Again, it's a bit like it's helping the SEO and helping the kind of what people are searching, you know, in terms of the tags that they're putting in. And then it's also very important as well to put a focus keyword in the title. So if I was saying, you know, smartphone video, how to make, you know, 3 tips on making a good smartphone video, then, you know, you kind of want to use anything around that keyword, which is the smartphone video. So it might be smartphone video top tips, or 3 top tips on making professional smartphone video, things like that. So you're playing around with that. But it's good to kind of Google this stuff, guys, and kind of give yourself a bit of an idea on how it's going to, you know, rank as well. And in terms of the video file as well, if that's just called, you know, 00100.mp4, it's good to rename the video file with the actual title of your video as well, okay? And the same with the image that you uploaded, your thumbnail, okay? And in the description below, you want to just put, you know, roughly 200 to 300 words, because essentially it's a bit like a website, okay? So if you can optimize it and put a good description in there, you can even, you know, transcribe the video through rev.com, put that text in the bottom, and then that again helps it rank as well, okay? And as I mentioned before, you want to incite engagement, ask people to like, comment, and subscribe as well, okay? Because the more people that will kind of, you know, engage in the first say hour of your video, that's, again, it's going to get people to, it's going to tell YouTube that it's this video is going to be quite popular, and it'll get more people to kind of, it'll show it to more people. Okay, so probably quite a lot to take in there, guys. But, you know, there's lots of things there to think about in terms of your video engagement and how to kind of get people, you know, how to distribute your videos properly and get people to see them. But I'll hand back to Simon. If you've got any questions, just let me know.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ryan. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's very nice for me to sit here. Normally I'm delivering the webinar on a Tuesday, but to sit here and I've made a whole load of notes and things I never knew, and some great tips there. I've got a question for you. I'm sure people might want to use the chat line to ask a question. And you might have covered it previously, but just for everyone's benefit, when you're actually creating content, how big a risk should people be prepared to take? Now, I'm not suggesting anyone's going to ever stand there, you know, telling jokes or appear naked or anything, or say anything that's politically incorrect. But how do you think it creates more excitement, interest if someone's prepared to do something unorthodox?
I think, especially in the pandemic over the last year, I've seen, yes, the more people that have really done some mad things, 100%. Essentially, it's about attracting people's attention, isn't it? So if you take LinkedIn, for example, you know, it took me a while to think of this, but all you're trying to do is get people to your profile to find out more about you, okay? The more people you get to your profile and realise what you do, they might follow you. So yes, I think taking risks, being silly. I mean, I never thought I'd be wearing a wig on videos on LinkedIn, Simon, you know what I mean? So, but it honestly, it works. Those videos have been getting kind of 5 times more engagement than anything else. And actually, I got a job from putting my face on a Britney Spears video on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, obviously, you've got to bear in mind though your audience. If you think you might lose some potential clients because of that, you know, you might work in an industry where it's very serious. Like, let's just say it's, I don't know, maybe it was kind of barristers or something like that, and you're acting like an idiot on social media and, you know, being a bit out there might not be the best place to do it. But so think about your audience again, what I mentioned today, and think about what they might see. But at the end of the day, everybody's human, and, you know, it's not about buying into the business, it's about buying into the human being, as you know. So, but yes, 100% take risks, you know, and again, as I said, it's about experimenting as well.
Great, thank you. I'm just checking the chat line here. Liz has made a comment about the popularity of explainer videos. So yeah, I would definitely endorse that. You know, not so long ago, I mended my parents' boiler using an explainer video. so I do know the benefit of doing that, but obviously it was very helpful. Any other questions before we say a big thank you to Ryan?
There's probably a lot to take in there today anyway, but obviously you've got the replay, but it's just kind of some useful things. But mainly it's about, you know, knowing who your audience are and thinking about how your videos are going to get out there to the audience before you make them. You know, once you made the videos, it's too late and you've got to go back, and it's a bit disheartening, really.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ryan. Really appreciate that. So just to finish off, I hope you enjoyed that. As always, we try to provide a bit of fun and entertainment on a Tuesday. If you want to talk to Ryan or connect with him on LinkedIn, you'll find him on First Frame Productions. That's Ryan Mulhern. And if those of you want to watch the video, I think Jackie's put a little note there. There is a first video webinar which is available on YouTube, but I will send a link out to that, because Ryan demonstrates how to use your smartphone, and actually got some live video there, so that'll be really helpful for those. And today was very much a follow-on. Ryan has put it there on his LinkedIn there. So any questions relating to that, and if you can't do video yourself, well, I know somebody who can. You know, Ryan can cater for that. If you want any advice and help on that, please feel free to do so. But I also copy the slides, copy the link to the recording, and we wish you a pleasant Tuesday afternoon. And we'll see you next time, because next time is public relations, followed by the following week of Instagram. So same channel, same jokes, plenty of content. See you next time.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.